Have you ever found yourself yearning for someone's attention, waiting anxiously for a text, or replaying conversations in your mind, wondering if they're thinking of you too? It's a familiar scenario, isn't it? We've all been there, craving validation, seeking signs that we matter to someone else. But what if I told you that the key to making her miss you isn't found in chasing her affection or meticulously crafting your every move? What if the secret lies in an ancient philosophy, one that teaches you how to master yourself and, paradoxically, become unforgettable in her mind? Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in resilience, self-reliance, and inner peace, offers profound insights into how to navigate relationships without losing your sense of self. It teaches us that true power comes not from manipulation or dependency, but from living a life of purpose and virtue. In this video, we're going to unlock 4 transformative Stoic principles that will not only help you grow as a person, but will also make her think about you long after you've left the room. You're ready to discover the art of becoming unmissable. Stay with us because the most powerful principle lies at the end, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. 1. Developing a meaningful existence. Let's start with a fundamental truth. People are drawn to those who lead lives of purpose and meaning. Think about it. Have you ever met someone so deeply passionate about their pursuits, so aligned with their values, that their energy was almost magnetic? They didn't need to boast about their achievements. Their mere presence spoke volumes. This is the essence of developing a meaningful existence. But what does it mean to live meaningfully? In Stoicism, the answer is clear. It's about aligning your actions with your core values and contributing to something greater than yourself. Life isn't just about accumulating wealth, status, or fleeting pleasures. It's about cultivating virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, and using them to navigate life's complexities. When you focus on these higher ideals, you naturally elevate your character. You become someone who doesn't just drift aimlessly through life, but moves with intention and purpose. This kind of authenticity is rare, and rarity is unforgettable. Now let's apply this principle to your relationships. Imagine showing up as a man who's deeply rooted in his values, someone who's constantly striving to be better, not for the sake of impressing others, but because it's who he is. You're not chasing external validation, you're building a life that feels fulfilling and authentic to you. This transformation doesn't go unnoticed. People, especially women, are naturally drawn to those who live with depth and purpose. Why? Because you become a beacon of stability and inspiration. In a world filled with distractions and superficial connections, a man with a meaningful existence stands out. I shall start to associate you with qualities that are rare and desirable: strength, integrity, and a sense of purpose. And when you're not around, she'll feel the absence of that grounding presence. Ask yourself, what are the values that drive you? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? The journey of discovering your purpose is deeply personal, but it's also incredibly rewarding. As you align your actions with your values, you'll notice a shift, not only in how you see yourself, but also in how others perceive you. Here's the paradox. The more you focus on living a meaningful life for your own sake, the more unforgettable you become to those around you. You're no longer just another person vying for her attention. You're someone who inspires and uplifts, someone she can't help but think about when you're not there. In the end, it's not about making her miss you through grand gestures or calculated moves. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally leaves a lasting impression. And it all starts with embracing the Stoic principle of living a meaningful existence. Curious about the next principle? Stick around, because what's coming next will completely shift the way you think about relationships. 2. Self-growth over external validation. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your phone, hoping for a like, a comment, or even just a message? Perhaps you felt a twinge of disappointment when someone didn't respond the way you hoped. It's a cycle many of us fall into, tying our self-worth to the reactions and validations of others. But what if you could break free from that cycle and find your value from within? This is where the second Stoic principle comes into play: self-growth over external validation. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes not from how others perceive us, but from how we perceive ourselves. It's about focusing on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and growth, and letting go of the things we can't, such as the opinions or behaviors of others. Let's dive deeper into this concept. Picture yourself investing time and energy into your personal development. You're learning new skills, picking up hobbies that excite you, and diving into your passions. You're not doing this to impress anyone, you're doing it because it makes you feel alive and fulfilled. This kind of self-investment is transformative. When you prioritize your growth, something remarkable happens. You start to radiate confidence and authenticity. You're no longer seeking validation from external sources because you've already found it within yourself. And here's the secret. This kind of self-assuredness is incredibly attractive. Think about it. Who would you rather be around? Someone who constantly seeks approval, or someone who is comfortable in their own skin, passionate about their pursuits, and confident in their path? The latter is not only more appealing, but also more intriguing. Now, let's apply this to your relationships. When you focus on your growth, you stop needing her to validate your worth. You're not texting her incessantly for reassurance or altering your behavior to win her approval. Instead, you're showing up as a whole, complete person. This shift is powerful, as she'll notice your independence and self-assuredness, and it will make you stand out. Why? Because people are naturally drawn to those who don't seek their validation. It signals strength, security, and maturity. She'll start to wonder what's driving you, what's fueling your passion and confidence. And in your absence, she'll find herself thinking about you, missing that energy and self-assuredness you bring. Here's a practical tip. The next time you catch yourself seeking validation, whether it's from her or anyone else, pause and ask yourself, what can I do right now to invest in my growth? Maybe it's hitting the gym, reading a book, or working on a personal project. Redirect that energy towards bettering yourself, and watch how it changes not only your mindset, but also how others perceive you. Remember, self-growth is a journey, not a destination. It's about continually striving to be better, not for anyone else, but for yourself. And as you embark on this journey, you'll find that you no longer crave external validation. You're building a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful, and that's what makes you truly unforgettable. At this point, you might be wondering, how do these principles translate into everyday interactions? How can you build deeper, more meaningful connections while maintaining your independence and self-worth? We'll explore this in the next principle, which is all about emotional resilience and independence. But before we move on, take a moment to reflect. If this resonates with you, give this video a like. It's a small action, but it helps us continue creating content that inspires and empowers. Let's keep the momentum going as we dive into the next transformative Stoic principle. 3. Independence and emotional resilience. Life is unpredictable. One moment everything seems perfect, and the next, you're hit with challenges that test your patience and emotional strength. In relationships, this unpredictability can be particularly unsettling. You can't control how she feels, how she reacts, or what she chooses to do. But here's the empowering truth: you don't need to. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control external events, we have complete control over how we respond to them. This principle of emotional resilience is a game changer, especially in the realm of relationships. It's not about shutting off your feelings or pretending you don't care. It's about mastering your emotions and maintaining your composure no matter what life throws your way. Let's face it, emotions can be overwhelming. You've probably experienced moments where a single text or comment threw you off balance. Maybe you felt anxious, frustrated, or even rejected. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, you could take a step back and choose your response with clarity and calmness? This is the power of emotional resilience. It's about recognizing your emotions, understanding them, and then deciding how to act rather than letting them control you. Imagine how different your interactions would be if you approach them with this level of composure. In relationships, this independence is incredibly attractive. When you're emotionally resilient, You're not easily swayed by the ups and downs of daily life. You're a steady force, someone she can rely on to stay calm and composed. This stability is rare and valuable, and it naturally draws people closer to you. But emotional resilience isn't just about handling challenges, it's also about thriving in the face of them. Stoicism encourages us to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. When things don't go as planned, instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? This mindset not only helps you navigate difficulties with grace, but also builds your inner strength. Here's the paradox. The more independent and emotionally resilient you become, the more she'll miss you. Why? Because you're not just another person reacting to life's whims. You're a source of stability, someone who brings calmness and perspective. In your absence, she'll feel the difference and long for that sense of balance you provide. As you cultivate emotional resilience, remember that it's a practice. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. But the rewards are immense, not only for your relationships, but for your overall well-being. If this principle resonates with you, share your thoughts in the comments below. How have you experienced the power of emotional resilience in your own life? Let's learn and grow together as we continue exploring these transformative Stoic principles. Now get ready for the final and perhaps most liberating principle. It's one that ties everything together and offers how you approach relationships and life itself. You won't want to miss it. Stay tuned. 4. Releasing the desire to control. Here's a tough question. How often do you find yourself trying to control outcomes in your relationships? Maybe you're carefully crafting texts, analyzing every interaction, or even subtly trying to influence her feelings and actions. It's a natural inclination. We all want things to go our way, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. But here's the truth. The more you try to control, the more you lose control. In Stoicism, one of the most liberating principles is understanding the difference between what you can control and what you cannot. And here's the reality. You cannot control her thoughts, feelings, or actions. You can't force her to miss you, to want you, or to feel a certain way about you. But, and this is crucial, you can control yourself, your mindset, your behavior, and your responses. Let's unpack this. When you let go of the need to control, you free yourself from the anxiety and stress that come from trying to dictate outcomes. Instead of obsessing over how she might react or whether she'll text you back, you focus on what truly matters, your actions, and how they align with your values. Imagine how different your interactions would feel if you embrace this mindset. You're no longer playing a game of strategy, trying to predict her every move. Instead, you're showing up authentically, expressing yourself freely, and then releasing attachment to the outcome. This kind of self-assurance is incredibly powerful. Why? Because it signals confidence. You're telling her, I'm here, I'm present, and I'm not afraid of what comes next. This attitude is magnetic. When you stop trying to control her reactions, you create space for genuine connection. She'll sense that you're not trying to manipulate or mold her feelings, and that authenticity is refreshing. But here's the paradox. The less you try to control her, the more likely she is to feel drawn to you. Why? Because you're showing her that you respect her autonomy and trust the natural flow of your relationship. So it creates an environment of freedom and mutual respect, which is the foundation of any meaningful connection. Let's take a practical example. You've sent her a message, and now you're waiting for a response. Instead of overthinking or stressing about her reply, practice the Stoic principle of releasing control. Remind yourself, I've done my part. The rest is out of my hands. Then redirect your energy towards something productive, whether it's hitting the gym, working on a project, or spending time with friends. This shift in focus does two things. First, it helps you maintain your peace of mind, because you're not stuck in a loop of worry. Second, it shows her that you're a man who values his time and energy. You're not sitting around waiting, you're out there living your life. This independence is not only attractive but also inspiring. Here's a deeper layer. Releasing control doesn't mean you don't care. It simply means you understand the limits of your influence. You're not giving up on the relationship, you're giving it room to grow naturally. So mindset fosters a healthier dynamic where both partners feel free to be themselves without the pressure of constant expectations. As you integrate this principle into your life, you'll notice a profound shift, not just in your relationships, but in how you approach challenges in general. You'll feel lighter, more focused, and more in tune with the present moment. And in your absence, she'll feel the weight of your self-assured presence. But she'll miss the calm confidence you bring, the lack of pressure, and the genuine connection you offer. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with letting go of control in your relationships? How did it impact your connection with others? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights might resonate with someone else on this journey. Conclusion. And there you have it. The 4 Stoic principles that will not only transform your relationships, but also your entire approach to life. By focusing on a meaningful existence, prioritizing self-growth, cultivating emotional resilience, and releasing the need for control, you become a man of depth, purpose, and authenticity. This isn't just about making her miss you. It's about becoming someone who commands respect and admiration because of who you are at your core. When you embody these principles, you naturally create a lasting impact. You're not just another fleeting presence in her life. You're someone she'll think about long after you've gone. As you apply these teachings, remember that Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or detaching from others. It's about mastering yourself and finding peace within, no matter the external circumstances. This journey of self-mastery doesn't just benefit you, it enriches your connections and makes you an unforgettable presence. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who could benefit from these timeless insights. Let's continue this journey together, growing stronger, wiser, and more resilient with each step. Thank you for joining me on this path of self-discovery and empowerment. Here's to living a life of purpose, depth, and connection. Until next time, stay grounded and keep striving for the best version of yourself.